Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila 1, Chapter 4, entitled The Confidential Reasons for the Lord's Appearance, text 41. We started the purport, right? But we didn't complete the purport. So we'll read again the text. Mata Bhakta Bhava Kari Agni Kara Apanyachari Bhakti Karila Pracharam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In this way, assuming the sentiment of a devotee, he preached devotional service by practicing it himself. Okay, what do we remember from last discussion? Remember anything? Yes.
why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a devotee because wants guidance. Learning is ongoing.
Okay, we discussed why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as a devotee, and we said that he exemplified for us how a devotee should act and behave. No? Yes.
We can learn many extent on stagnation. Then
Okay, we discussed the difference between theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. There's a vast difference. Okay, anything else?
we also give them they bought
Clay
it is
pot.
not that
Okay, we discussed about Mayavad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acting as a Mayavad, saying everything is one. But it's not everything one, everything has different utility, purpose, no? Although coming from the same source.
when we are in this situation, we are just status, then only we get we become strong, we get strong. Like when the pot is like the clay.
Can you speak? Can you speak a little louder? Just a little bit louder. A little bit louder. I mean, I can hear you, but I don't know. Can you hear? See? Huh? Just a little louder. You want mic? No, okay. Come here. Speak on the mic. Okay. Okay, try.
So when it is baked, when it goes to the baking, then only it gets its.
Okay, so we have to be molded. So that molding is not pleasant always, no? Process of bhakti is also process of molding. It's not always pleasant. It's sometimes difficult. It's not. We are attached to so many things. We are attached to a certain conception of our identity, and when that becomes challenged, and we are forced to change it, purify it, then it's not very pleasant, but it's required and it's necessary. Then we see the benefits afterwards. We usually don't see the benefits in the beginning. That's why happiness in the mode of goodness, like Krishna explains in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning it's very bitter. It's not pleasant, but later on it's nectar. Later on it's happiness. Whereas if somebody would flatter us, somebody would say this and that, yes, very nice, but later on, what is the use? It becomes so much worse. So that's happiness in mode of passion. Beginning it's very pleasant, but at the end it's like a poison. So, process of devotional service, well, essentially it's nectar in the beginning. If it's not devotional service, then it's very bitter. So what we experience as bitter, it's our false attachment. It's our false ego. That's what's bitter. That's what tastes bitter. If we wouldn't have that attachment, we wouldn't have that false identity, nothing would be bitter. It's pure, it's nectarious from beginning till the end, but just because we have misconceptions, illusions, ignorance, that's what's bitter to renounce. But that's ignorance. That's what we have to understand. Anything else? Okay, for a change. You can save the voice.
We also discussed about authority, how authority should be hierarchy.
Okay, we discussed the principle of authority, very essential principle. Because if we don't learn the process of following authority, will we ever accept authority of Krishna? No. Process of authority starts from the beginning of life. Who is the authority to the child? Yeah. If that's not there, what happens to the child? What is his character? What are his activities later on? What happens? Will he ever accept any authority? Will he ever follow anything or anyone? No. It's not going to work. So that's why parents, teacher, guru, Krishna has a process of accepting authority. But it's the most wonderful process. But if we don't have that training, we don't have that understanding of benefits of following authority. Of course, we may challenge any authority, we may say they're not qualified. Nowadays, you may claim that. You may claim parents are not qualified. You may claim teachers are not qualified. Sometimes you may even claim gurus are not qualified. Why should I believe in God? So it's a very, very essential process of accepting the authority, bona fide authority. Otherwise, we'll never be able to reach up to Krishna. Never. It's a very essential process, accepting authority, following. In spiritual life also, what is very interesting is that even if sometimes authority, let's say, faces some difficulties, like in his service, whatever it might be, still we have benefited. Because we have accepted the principle. The principle is very essential. Just like principle of guru, principle of following authority. We still benefit, even if somebody might not, let's say, qualify for that position. But what we require is proper attitude. And we advance in spiritual life. Think about that a little bit. Anybody having any questions, we can discuss that afterwards. Okay, what else? Absolute surrender. Draupadi absolutely surrendered. No, as long as she didn't, she was still in difficulty. So we have to absolutely surrender. Because then we follow Krishna, and who knows what's the best for us? Do we know what's the best for us? I don't think so. I don't think we've proved that over the years that we've been in this body at least. So if we follow Krishna then, yeah, anything else?
Whatever we do, we should do as more our energy and try to do it perfect. Like in a relationship, we will not be satisfied with all. So like Krishna, even in the spiritual.
Okay, Krishna wants all perfection. Krishna wants absolute surrender. But that's what you want to do when you're excited about something. Let's say you really like something, you really want to dedicate to something. There's no limit, right? You won't eat, you won't sleep, you won't worry about other needs. You'll just focus on something. You'll just really be completely absorbed. You'll give 100% of your energy. I don't know if you ever had that experience. Sometimes maybe doing certain things, you're really absorbed because you really like to do it. Something that it kind of enhances, encourages you, inspires you. So you just completely become oblivious of so many other, let's say, bodily needs or whatever. So spiritual world is like this. It's absolute surrender. Complete focus on Krishna and Krishna's desire. So everybody, it's fully unreserved. So that's what spiritual life, spiritual world means. Okay? Is that all?
Krishna doesn't like neglecting direct attention.
Okay, Krishna doesn't like because it's not good for us. When we neglect him, it's not good for us. When we neglect Krishna, we neglect ourselves. So how would he like? Like a parent, he sees the child is doing certain activities that will harm him, that will not be good for his future, that it's not good now. How would parent feel? And sometimes he cannot say anything. Sometimes there is a limited control, there is a limited influence. Sometimes it does happen, especially of course when the age is more advanced age, let's say teenage age or whatever. What can you do? Yeah, you can't do anything. But the kids become wild completely. That's how you going to instruct them, direct them? What are you going to do? So Krishna also at some point, there's nothing he can do. He will not force us. He will not, chain us or something. He's not going to do that. You have free will, okay, but then you're responsible. What to do? You have to learn on your own mistakes. So that's our mistake, coming here to this world. Not a very nice learning experience. Yes?
Prabhupada was practicing, but that's part
Yeah, Prabhupada was very practical, straightforward, also surrendered and unreserved in Krishna's service, and that's what inspired others. There was no hypocrisy. What he said, he followed, he did. So that's what Acharya or authority means.
And also one point to bring the motive is an amount of.
Yeah, so to accept this process, to benefit from this process, to have at least little faith, yes, little shraddha is necessary. Anybody here? What? Why are you showing on here? See, both of you don't know anything. Okay, what can I do? Okay, so let's continue. So, we discussed that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Rupa Goswami, then Rupa Goswami submitted that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was more magnanimous than any other avatar of Krishna because he was distributing love of Krishna. His mission was to enhance love of Godhead. That's this statement Srila Prabhupada makes. He said his mission was to enhance love of Godhead. So there are various levels of love. No, it's not all the same. It's not all exactly equal. Those who are in Vaikuntha level, they also have prema. Those who are in Ayodhya, they also have prema. Those who are in Dwarka, they also have prema. Those who are in Mathura, they also have prema. Those who are in Vrindavan, they also have prema. But is that prema same? What do you think? Huh? Anyone ever heard anything about different levels of prema? So as I said, levels, so that means they're not the same. They're not same levels. They're prema, of course, it's extreme ecstatic position of the living being, ecstatic position of the living being. And it's only possible in the spiritual body. You can't have prema in this material body. This material body cannot handle that energy of that love towards God. It's not possible. We hear about, of course, if we ever come to Antya Lila, it's like, sounds like a joke now, but let's see. There are 7 more volumes like this, so that's why we just, when we started discussing, it's like maybe 3 years, 4 years back, and we still look at this, it's tough. It's a lot to discuss. So anyway, at the end of Antya Lila, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibits those ecstatic symptoms of prema. And he's absolutely unconscious of his bodily condition. Anyway, I won't describe what he did. He did so many things that was harming even to his body practically. But he was in such an mad ecstasy of love of Krishna that he just didn't care about his body. But devotees were terrified, they were so concerned. But he was just so absorbed in Krishna, love of Krishna. But there are different levels of prema. It's not exactly all the same. There are much deeper levels than we can find in Vaikuntha, that we can find in Ayodhya, Dwarka, Mathura. So those exhibited by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are considered the most exalted levels of that ecstatic love for Krishna. So material body in essence cannot handle this. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body would become elongated. It said that's called kurma rupa, because turtle can extend and withdraw. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's limbs it said like for a few feet, the hand would go here or somewhere, or legs, or and then he would contract within. How can you do this with material body? It's not possible. So that's what would happen. Or various other things with the material body. Something you affect material body in a certain way, the soul is out. It's impossible for soul to retain its presence within that kind of state of material body. So prema is such an ecstasy that it's just inconceivable to us. Or we can just read about the symptoms which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited. So there are different levels of this prema. So here what it said, his mission was to enhance the love of God. So he has given us the topmost, the deepest form that one can have in relationship to Krishna. So that's rare. That's extremely rare, at least rare in terms of what we find on this planet, on this universe, whatever instructions we've been given through the Vedas, it's extremely rare. Usually what kind of love people have towards God? Huh? What is the level of love that people have towards God? What is usually, even if somebody claims, okay, I love God, okay, what that level is? What is that? Respect, okay, what else? Yeah? Okay. Approaching for certain reasons, but that's not really love, that's just, it's kind of business-like mostly.
Like parental?
Okay, let's say parental. Yes, God as the provider, protector, nourisher, guide. Fine. Yes, then that awe and reverence, respect, yes. Magnanimity, magnanimity. So he's great, he's amazing, he's wonderful, he's like really something extraordinary. But that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't want. He was not satisfied with that. Krishna also is not satisfied with that, because that keeps big distance between God and someone who, let's say, wants to love God. There is a big difference. So Krishna wasn't satisfied with that. When you respect someone to that extent, then can you approach that person? Can you be very intimate with that person? It's not there. That respect creates a big wall, big barrier, big distance between you and that person. We see that inhabitants of Vrindavan, they don't have that kind of respect for Krishna. I think Krishna is just our whatever here. Small boy, this and that, and that's their. But they just, whatever he does, they just love him for whatever he does. It doesn't matter. They don't think he's God, he's so great, he's so wonderful, he's so, or he will punish us or something like that. They have no that conception. It's a very intimate conception, very deep conception. So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to present, enhanced love of God. So it's not just awe and reverence, it's more than that. Because mostly in the world, people have that conception of awe and reverence. God is great, and then if you don't follow, then he'll smitten you to pieces. So mostly out of fear. Mostly it's out of fear. Or then, yes, artha jigyasur, artha tigyani chaparatasha. But then, yes, maybe then, okay, we suffered, so we approach God for some remedy. Or we are in need of something, some wealth, this and that. Then we approach God, we have some desires. Or we are maybe inquisitive. That's a little better platform. Or we are really in search of absolute. That's the best. Really want to know God. But still, when you already know God, but then who really He is and what He does, that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly presented. He presented the deepest, the most intimate form of that love. And that's something that wasn't there before. That was not presented before. That was not known before. So that's why this is so unique. This is so rare. This is so precious. Like, if we imagine ourselves, let's say, you want to have a relationship with someone. So the most deepest intimate relationship, it's very confidential. It's not common and it's not, so open. It's like a treasure, right? It's something very precious. So, and therefore the trust has to be there, extreme trust. Otherwise we wouldn't say anything about ourselves. We wouldn't disclose anything about ourselves if we don't trust someone, no? So that's why Krishna wants to see how well do we follow this process. Then he will reveal himself. So that's what's important. Okay, so then it says, Prabhupada continued, said, in the human form of life, the highest achievement is to attain the platform of love of Godhead. So that's the human form of life, because we love so many things. We have so many pets, so many this, that. But achievement, that's what human life is meant for, because if we water the root of the tree, no, we quoted that statement of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, what is the difference between, who remembers that? Okay. What is the difference between loving God and loving dog? What's the difference? I made that statement, at least I remember, if not once, maybe twice, but then. So what did Srila Prabhupada say? What is the difference between loving God and loving dog? Now, really, it's so funny. In India, when I came at least, I hardly saw any dog except on the street. I mean, people keeping dogs. Now, last 10, 15 years, everybody has a dog. I mean, amazing, degrading fashion. I mean, dogs are nice, but they have their place. Yeah, but no, I'm not joking. I mean, it's a fact. They have their place. Like I went to my brother's place, and then his wife, she found some dog on the street, and then she adopted the dog. And then my mother was complaining. Anyway, yeah, the dog went into my room also. I freaked out. So anyway, so I have nothing to do with this anymore. I said, the dog had to go anywhere. Of course, my mother lives in another place. But when they visited, and then when I came last time, then I had to visit them, and I was like, oh no, this dog was like all over. It made me, I was like suffering like anything. You can't say anything. What are you going to do, And then she said, oh, I thought that you, Hare Krishnas, you love animals. Yeah, we love animals. But you don't keep dog in home, I said, keep him outside, It's not, he's going to lick you all over and just, contaminated completely, Anyway, but okay, let's come back to, what is the difference between loving dog and loving God? What did Srila Prabhupada say? Yes? Yeah, but that's what I said. But I said something else, not what I said today. I said that earlier. I mean, Prabhupada put it in such a powerful way. It's just so concise, so clear, so enlightening. Yes?
When we love our dog, we only love that dog.
Yeah.
When we fall in love with Krishna, then we have affection towards him.
Kind of. So I said, if you love dog, then you will only love dog and no one else. But if you love Krishna, if you try to learn to love Krishna at least, then you will learn how to love, and you will love everybody else. Amazing statement. It's pretty much fact. It's pretty much a fact. You see people who just love dogs, they just love dogs. They don't have so much love for anybody or anything else. It's interesting. Prabhupada, if you love God, then you love everybody. Then you love the dogs also. I mean, I love dogs, but not in the home. It's not that I don't, I sometimes, I tease some dogs whenever I go. Like I was in Mayapur now recently or something. But I don't chase after them and they don't chase after me or something. It's like, it's not. They have their own place. Dogs are dogs, because they like dirty things. That's the point. They're contaminated. That's the problem. Anyway, I won't tell you more stories. It's like it's just so many things going. There was one, also last time I was walking in neighborhood and there came one neighbor. He knows me, from before. And he had a big dog, like some white dog or something, It's like, and then the dog came, I was like, And he was like, oh, you don't like dogs? You're allergic to dogs or something? Yeah, I said. And what I saw, that dog, he was just eating something in the grass, whatever. You may just imagine. And then you would allow the dog to, come and touch you, and completely contaminated. That's a problem. Otherwise, they have very nice qualities. Whatever. So that's what human form. It's meant to love Krishna. It's not meant to love something specific or different or a side of Krishna. Because when we love Krishna, we love. That will include. We love everybody else. So Lord Chaitanya did not invent a system of religion as people sometimes assume. Religious systems are meant to show the existence of God, who is then generally approached as the cosmic order supplier. So that's what we discussed. So, but this point also, Srila Prabhupada said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't present anything new. Just because he presented this deepest form of love of Krishna, it's not that that's something new. There might be something new for the people who have been practicing certain type of spirituality till that point, but it's not something new. It's something that it's eternal. It just wasn't so easily available. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it's not. So generally, people approach God as a cosmic order supplier, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental mission is to distribute love of Godhead to everyone. Anyone who accepts God as the Supreme can take to the process of chanting Hare Krishna and become a lover of God. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya is the most magnanimous. This munificent broadcasting of devotional service is possible only for Krishna himself. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna. You see, nobody else can give you that essence, that intimacy, that attraction, that qualification to approach Krishna in such a way, except Krishna himself. That's very interesting. So when Krishna is so merciful, then he himself comes out and presents that mercy. Nobody else can do that. Nobody else. That's what Prabhupada concludes. Then therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, which is the point. Nobody else can do that. Nobody else can give us something which one doesn't have. No? Can you give something you don't have? Is it making any sense? No. So when you have love of God, then you can give love of God. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna, so he's giving himself. And he's teaching us how to have that love, how to develop that love. He's giving us the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So how to love, dear Krishna, please engage me in your service, transcendental service. So when you're performing service, that's how we express our love. And our attraction towards Krishna, it's manifesting. Otherwise, when we commit offenses, what are the 10 offenses to the holy name of the Lord? Haribol. This is not funny, this is very serious now. You know, all of the 10. Yes or no? Just yes or no. Write them down on the paper. Anybody else? What are the 10 offenses? No, that will not. That's cheating business now. You have to hide this. You have to write on a separate paper now. Okay.
Yeah, we don't know the sequence.
Can you say for
Wait a second. You know for sure all the 10? Paka. Who's still? 11. Why are you laughing? Okay, who doesn't know 11 offenses? Raise your hand, please. No cheating business. You don't know. Why? I'm not talking about order. Forget about order now. It doesn't matter. I'm saying, Rishabh, you know 11 offenses? How many you know? 2? Disaster, complete. I mean, horrible. I mean, how long are you chanting? You don't know 11, but you know 10. Again, we're going to waste time now. Why we are wasting time? But why we can't learn some basic, essential? It's a principle. Okay, 10, 11 offenses to the holy name of the Lord. don't know this, then we continue committing it, how will we ever get taste for Krishna? How will we ever develop this love for Krishna that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us? That deepest intimacy, that deepest relationship that one can have with anyone. I mean, you can't have it with anyone practically either. You can just have it with Krishna. It's so unique. So if you don't know 10 offenses, but then how will he ever come to that level? Pratik, where are you going now? This is not time. You know 10 offenses? Huh? Baka. Okay, then. That's how you're going. Anyways. Really not good. Come on, please, can we learn these offenses? Every day we should I said already, I requested, please recite them every day. It takes 5 seconds practically. Doesn't take so much. We should learn them. We should know. And when somebody at night wakes you up, oh, what? 10 offenses. First, second, third. You should know this. It's like should really learn these offenses. It's so serious. It's very serious. Okay, I'll explain why. A little bit I'll explain again. Because the holy name is a person. Holy name is Krishna. There's no difference. Holy name is Krishna. And there's a wonderful analogy that will help you understand. It's just like let's say, a servant and a king. So Krishna is the king, we are like a servant, right? So servant gets his salary, benefits, so many different things. So relationship is very nice as long as the service goes on. And this is when we start chanting the holy name, we feel some pleasure, some ecstasy, some excitement, something unique, something different, something very nice. But then after some time, it becomes a little difficult and we don't have so much taste, and then we struggle, and then I have to chant, and it's like, it's not going so smoothly. Why? You know why? Because we commit 10 offenses. And if you don't know the 10 offenses, but then how will you avoid it? So that's why that analogy goes on. It says that servant is like the servant who then sometimes goes a little bit wild and he steals something. No? He takes something without permission. And the king knows about it. King knows about it. So he feels offended. No? But still, he will keep that servant because servant does the service. But he lost the trust. King had lost the trust in the servant. No? When the servant something does that's inappropriate and it should have not been done, the trust is broken. No? So we break the trust of Krishna, we break the trust of the holy name when we commit offenses. So holy name, it's still merciful, okay, it keeps us, in relationship, it's still, we can chant the holy name, but it's not the same as it used to be. So now, the only hope is that mercy of the holy name, that it will reinstate us to previous position. That's the only hope that we may have, that we will become reinstated. Because when you break the trust, then you lose, like let's say king would give, let's say you go home, you go for holidays, then, you will get some extra Lakshmi, no? You'll get some extra facilities, you'll get some extra this and that, but now you don't get because you broke the trust. You're just getting some basic salary and you're constantly even more under watchful eye, and it's not the same relationship. We become strained to quite an extent. So that's when we don't follow the offense, we don't know, we break, we commit those offenses, then we break that trust with Krishna, in Krishna. Krishna breaks, Krishna doesn't trust us anymore so much. So now we have to no, actually, there's nothing much we can do. Of course, we have to rectify ourselves, but we can only hope to be reinstated by the holy name itself. So how do we do that? We have to try so hard to follow those principles and not commit the offenses. Because if you continue committing those offenses, then you'll never be reinstated back. You'll never get taste. And you always think, oh, what is this Krishna consciousness? I'm not getting taste. I'm practicing for so long and I'm doing so many things, but I have no taste yet, because you're committing offenses. Committing offenses. You'll be just like, there's a saying, it's just like, you're in the midst of the water, but you remain thirsty. Yeah? So you're in the midst of association of the devotees, you're in the midst of all nectar, you're in so many, but you're just not getting it, because that water, it's salty water. Let's say you're in the ocean, no? Can you drink ocean water? It's salty. It's not going to quench your thirst. But it's nobody else's problem, it's your problem. We have a problem. We are committing offenses. And we are finding faults with everyone. We won't do service, we are not doing any service. But we are finding faults in everybody else. So look at this one, how he's doing this and like that, and he's not doing this properly, and he's not playing this instrument properly. I could do it better, but you're not doing it. Because you don't have access to the service. You don't have taste, you've lost. The holy name had sided your way because you're committing offenses. But we've sided ourselves actually. Yeah? We've sided ourselves out. Because we are committing those offenses. We are not getting the taste. So we have to pray to become rectified again, that we have to be accepted again by the holy name. So we start getting the taste. We hear in Chaitanya Charitamrita, devotees, they go mad by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Why we are not getting mad? Why we are not? It said one of the symptoms is when you chant that you will cry. Anybody's crying when it's chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, crying out of ecstasy. So that means we are committing offenses, and if we don't know what the offenses are, but then how will we rectify? How will we watch out that we don't commit those offenses? So we have to be extremely cautious and not allow ourselves. So we have to become rectified. Then we can pray and hope that holy name will accept us again. Because this is what we want. We want such an intimate relationship with Krishna. This is so rare. This is so treasurable. This is so, as we said, this is so deep. This is so unthinkable practically. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us, but he wants little surrender. He wants little faith. He wants something basic at least. Basic in the sense that at least we don't commit those offenses. And he's ready to give us the whole vast, as it said, the treasure of the spiritual life and process and practice for nothing, just little faith. That's the price we have to pay. Little faith to follow what we should follow, so that we can gain that trust in Krishna. So then when that happens, then that fire, that is burning of anarthas within our heart, then that will become extinguished. Just like rainy season is there and extinguishes all the fire, it quenches everyone's thirst. Samsaradava navalida loka, no? Ganaya karunya ganaganatha. So that's why. What is that torrential rain? That's the mercy of Krishna. So mercy is available, but somehow we have to qualify. Then holy name will reinstate us. So that's what we want. So that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's extreme mercy, but still we have to do something. Okay, so next time can we learn these offenses by heart? Okay, so I'll stop here now, because what to do? Still, whole purport is almost left, but at least we're on another page. Any questions about this? Any comments? We have 5 minutes. It's like in any relationship. You break the trust, is it easy to gain that trust again? It's not easy. So we broke the trust. We are constantly, it said like Acharya said in Haridas Thakur, so he said we are bruising Krishna by committing these offenses. It's not nice. Yes? Now wait a second. Yeah.
When one is thinking, how one should handle it and not become offensive.
Okay, when one is facing material difficulties, how one should handle it and not become offensive. Well, that's why that's the matter of attitude. Devotees should always have proper attitude, whether material difficulty, whether spiritual difficulty. And that's a very, actually thank you for this question, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of advancing in spiritual life. One has to have that attitude that no matter what happens, one still continues practicing this process. That's what reinstated faith in Krishna. Because Krishna will see, yes, devotee, it's very dear, he's very determined, he knows what is the essence. He's not distracted. So in spite of no matter what kind of challenges one goes through, he still continues practicing this process. Then Krishna points out, yes, this devotee is qualified to be reinstated. Then you're qualified to be reinstated back. That's the test. That's a little test. How are you going to react under various circumstances? Are you still going to be Krishna conscious or not? That's a little test. If we pass the test, we get everything. So no matter what goes on, one still should continue remaining steady in Krishna consciousness. So no matter what goes on materially, spiritually, it doesn't matter. One is still doing his sadhana. One is still doing his seva. One is not alienating oneself. One is not separating oneself from others, blaming everybody else. No, he is accepting this as one's own reaction for whatever might have transpired or happened in the past or whatever it is, but still continues practicing spiritual life. That person is qualified to be reinstated. So no matter what goes on, you continue practicing and doing your service, practicing Krishna consciousness, doing whatever service you can do. Then you're qualified. Then you get reinstated back. Then you'll get the taste of holiness. What about that? Think about it. When you're in that position, that frame of mind, having that kind of attitude, then you'll get taste again for holiness. Then you'll get access to this, the most amazing relationship with Krishna. Then you'll have, that's the qualification, no matter what happens. So no matter what's going on, materially, spiritually, you have to continue doing what you're supposed to do, whatever is your vow in your Krishna consciousness. Okay? Yes?
We see that philosophers challenge the morality.
We also challenge morality. Mundane morality is also sometimes nonsense. So
what is morality?
What is morality and what is what?
Humanity.
Huh?
Humanity.
Humanity. What does this have to do with what we are discussing? We're discussing about holy name, now we have to discuss about morality and humanity. No? We're discussing Chaitanya Charitamrita Baba. We're not discussing, 7th grade or something. I don't know how to not beat other kids around and how, it's something. Humanity is complete nonsense, okay? What does it mean, humanity? You're a spirit soul, but why are you asking about humanity? Complete bodily level, We said you should love dog also, no? So why only humanity? All the spirit soul in all the different bodies. Why is that humanity nonsense? Morality also. What is morality? Nowadays, morality is what, gratifies me and, okay, maybe what gratifies you also, so then we make some deal and yes, then we try to follow that. It's complete material nonsense. Okay, don't ask this question, seriously. We're discussing Chaitanya Chaitanya. Okay, next. See you, got your answer. Anything here? Yes?
Like that she's want to give us the details, love. But then we are in the age of
So that's the special gift. There is a story. Okay, this is really big now, and we don't have time. And it's so good that I don't want to just mention it. I want to discuss about it. But okay, I'll tell you fast. There's some story about age of Kali, and everything was so bad, everything is so bad. And everybody, all the sages were thinking, oh, what to do now? Now the age of Kali is coming. What will happen? This whole Dharma is going to disappear and everything will be so terrible. And then Vyasadeva was taking bath or something. He said, no, this is the best age actually. So the age of Kali is the best age. And they're wondering, how did Kali is the best age? It's so many anomalies, so many difficulties, so many troubles, so much mess. So there is one purport in Srimad Bhagavatam in first canto. Srila Prabhupada explains there are 5 benefits in this age that are not there in all the other ages. And now, if I can remember all 5, but at least I remember some of them. So he said, why Parikshit Maharaj didn't kill the Kali? The person Kali, who was beating the bull, breaking the legs of the Dharma. Why he didn't? Because he was a Vaishnava. And he saw the greater purpose and benefit of this age. So it's not just, yes, age of quarrel and hypocrisy, confirmed in all the sinful activities and whatever else, but you have some really unique benefits of this age, which Srila Prabhupada points out like this. He says, first of all, it's whatever you think in your mind that it's bad and offensive, you don't get reaction to it. Very amazing benefit. We know the stories about the Renuka and this and that. Just in the mind committing adultery, this, that, whatever it might be, you get punished in previous ages. It's heavy, it's very heavy. But in this age, even if you sometimes out of anger and envy or something, you would want to crucify someone or something, this and do so many crazy things in the mind. You don't get reaction to this. Incredible benefit. No? You agree? You're not held responsible for any crazy thoughts that one has in the mind or negative thoughts towards others, whatever it is. You don't get reaction. On the contrary, if you're doing any service in your mind, you get the benefit. You want to decorate the altar, you want to offer some nice prasadam to Krishna, you want to purchase Krishna something nice, whatever, you get the benefit. You offer pranam, you can do it in the mind, you can do everything in the mind. You get benefit. Then, next, what is was?
Can I say that?
Yeah, but then, you see, we're already over time.
In this other sacrifices and temple and
Yeah.
in our country we just have to chant shortcut.
Yes.
Achieve Krishna only by chanting.
Yeah. So only by chanting. So that's also what Vyasadeva said. Only by chanting of the holy name one can achieve perfection. Simple. That's number 3. Then 4, by reading scriptures, one also gets enlightenment. Srimad Bhagavatam. That means just by reading. And there is one more, last one. I have to think about it. There's one more benefit. Anyway, maybe next time, when we hopefully going to remind ourselves about the points from this class. So there's one more benefit. So this is the age of Kali. It's Although such a color dosha nidera janasti ekumat guna kirtana deva Krishna samukta sangha paramrajat. Although such a terrible age full of faults and difficulties and anomalies and so many horrible things, there's one great thing that it's, yes, just by chanting the holy names of Krishna, one can achieve all perfection. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. But don't commit 11 offenses. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Chaitanya ki jai.